I've spent over 20 years amassing the ultimate collection of automobiles, but it's time to let some go. So the question is, should I sell it?
You own this car? This legend?
This is it.
The Shelby Pantera. The one and only Shelby Pantera. Panteras were cool on their own, but this is on a different level.
Yeah, this was the wide-body GT5, a 1987 Pantera that Carroll Shelby himself not only owned, but with Lee Iacocca built something incredibly special here. As the story goes, Carroll Shelby and Lee Iacocca were talking about what the next project was going to be. They were going to work on together, bring back another supercar, American icon, and what could that be? Carroll asked, well, why don't you give me one of those NASCAR motors you got there, Lee, and we'll put it in this Pantera. Let's see what it can do and start talking about what that next car is going to be.
So the Pantera was an Italian car, but Ford bought the rights to it, right?
Originally, it's supposed to go to the Ford dealers. In fact, my dad was all completely excited to sell the Pantera. They came to him, they were ready to go, and at the last minute, they gave it to the Lincoln Mercury dealers because they didn't have a lot of product at the time. So, oh well, we didn't get a chance to sell them new.
So you'd normally buy this car from a Lincoln Mercury dealer, you'd have a Ford engine in it, an Italian-American kind of cool car.
The idea was you could service it, at a Ford dealer or a Lincoln Mercury dealer, and a little best of both worlds, Italian design, some American power, and it's gorgeous and amazing to drive.
But the thing is, Shelby was working with Chrysler at the time, right? In the 80s, he was doing all the K-car stuff, like the GLH and that kind of stuff. So he couldn't really keep the Ford engine in, this. I mean, that didn't make sense.
Right, he got with Gale Banks and put some turbos on there. And Gale put this incredible setup together. And actually, when we restored the car, we got Gale Banks back involved in doing it again for us. For me, this was the greatest treasure hunt that I ever got to experience, because when I bought this car, it was at an auction and there was no engine in it.
All the headlines said, guy buys expensive car without an engine.
That was me. I bought it that way and figured either I could find an engine like it and put it back together. But before I just did that, I said, maybe we could find it. Maybe we could find the original motor that went in this car. So I talked to my cousin, Steve McCord, and we're very close with Shelby. And we said, what happened to the motor? They did some digging.
Wait, how many years ago? You're asking them what happened to this engine decades ago?
So it would have been missing for several decades.
I wouldn't even start that search. You're looking for an engine that's been gone for decades?
Well, you can't just give up before you start. We figured we'd give it a go because, maybe it was in the corner of the shop still or something like that.
Right.
Well, it wasn't. They thought, you know what, if it's gonna be anywhere, Beau, it's probably over in this junkyard.
Is there a junkyard for sports car engines somewhere, or?
It was just a junkyard that actually Shelby used to work with, the company, and kind of took some of the things that they were just getting rid of. So I actually went down to the junkyard. That's when we were doing the show Car Kings, and I went rummaging through this junkyard. And believe it or not, we found the original motor that Lee Iacocca gave to Carroll Shelby.
That's impossible.
In the junkyard. It was the greatest find of my life. I was so ecstatic when we actually uncovered the thing, and everything was there. Gale Banks turbos were over in the junkyard as well, and we actually put the whole thing back together.
On some cars, the engine isn't the centerpiece. It's all about the styling. On this car, as nice as it is,
this is what it's about.
It is.
There we go.
Nice. Oh,
look at
wow. Look at those freaking turbochargers. Oh my goodness.
This was one of the funnest projects I've ever done in my life. Of course, the team at Gas really knocked it out of the park, putting all of this back together, getting Gale Banks himself involved to help us get those blowers going again, and it all got topped off when I got to drive this at Willow Springs. It was one of the greatest automotive moments of my life.
It's incredible. What a piece of history.
You want to drive it?
Oh yeah.
Let's do this thing. How 80s is this? The white on white, you gotta love that.
It's extremely 80s.
Now, the other thing we actually didn't do on this car was the interior. We left the interior all original. So David,
Wow.
your butt is now sitting on the same seat that Carroll Shelby's did.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Incredible. I'm honored.
We got the old insurance card, Carroll Shelby Enterprises here.
This is as legit as it gets. Look at all the leather everywhere. It's like the most Italian car ever in here.
Okay, David, you're taking out a true holy grail car now. Here we go.
Fired up.
Sounds pretty good, doesn't it?
Sounds incredible. Actually starts up nice.
It's beautiful.
Oh my gosh, dog leg first gear. This is a race car.
This is the real deal, my friend. I love that sound. Here we go.
Oh, the pulse of that engine. Oh,
No power steering, David.
it requires some real arm strength.
Let's do this thing.
I get this feeling like right now that it so badly wants to move and it's unnatural. It feels unnatural going slow. It's just like, let's go. It's like a golden retriever. It does not want to go slow. It wants to go fast.
It wants to go.
Holy. Oh my gosh. This car, I don't know that I've quite driven a car that feels the same as this.
No.
Wow.
Yeah. Whoa.
Oh.
Yeah, you're gonna freak me out. I'm gonna close my eyes. David, no, man. Scared me, dude.
Wow. The engine's amazing. It's just so, and it feels modern. The engine does not feel, you know, when you said like, okay, this is a performance motor, I was thinking, okay, 80s performance motor. This feels fast for a modern car.
It does.
This is more drivable around town than I would have thought this would have been. Horrible. It's actually kind of nice. It's really smooth engine. This is not one I expected to be smooth. This car is incredible. Oh, the brakes are crazy good. Like, really nice.
See, Gas did an amazing job putting this all together. I couldn't believe how well it drives. I mean, here in the city, it's just like a really awesome fast car. The idea was that this car could be streetable, because remember, they were testing out ideas and, you know, eventually came to the Dodge Viper. Obviously, they went with something completely different, but they did say they got a few learnings from this experience. Right on, right?
Oh my goodness, this is nuts. I have never driven any car like this.
Like a lot of cars from the era, it sounds like it's going to be fast, but it's not as fast as it should be.
Totally.
This is fast.
It's so drivable. It's crazy. It really is. It's like a really drivable car.
It's incredibly smooth here on the freeway.
Ridiculous. And it's a jackhammer at the same time.
Totally. Oh man. I almost forgot how much fun this car is to drive.
This is one of the most fun cars I've ever driven. No question.
Amen. Right?
Oh my gosh.
Dude.
What was that? What was that? Absolutely
What did I tell you?
Oh my goodness.
How rad is this car?
It's incredible.
This is one of my favorite cars. I gotta be honest. This thing is beyond cool. Incredible to drive.
It is truly one of one. It is absolutely a holy grail. So obviously I know that you are selling some cars, but are you selling cars that you had to dig in a junkyard for, right? I mean...
Yeah, I mean, this one is really special. Obviously, with the relationship with Carroll, he was a good friend. I had the pleasure of working with Carroll, getting to know him on a friendship basis, you know, along with the history with my dad and everything. And Lee Iacocca. Lee Iacocca was a good friend of my father as well. It kind of ties so much of the Galpin story together. This was the first car that we did on the show Car Kings for Discovery. A lot of personal history, a lot of personal pride in this car. So should I sell it?
It would be hard for me. What do you think?
Well, you know, I took some chances. I bought a car with no engine in it. Took a long time trying to track it down, did it. I was working towards the TV show and getting that up on the air with Discovery. Everything came together on this car. I got a chance to drive it in Willow Springs. I did everything with this car that I possibly could. This fulfilled all of my wishes, all of my dreams. I've done it. I've enjoyed this car tremendously.
Yeah.
And now I think it's time for someone else to. I think I'm gonna sell it. As tough as it is.
That is sad, but someone else is gonna be able to bid on this car and enjoy the craziest engine I've ever even experienced.
Do you think I should keep this car? Let me know what you think in the comments below.